And this is what the inside of a URT-1 remote tuner looks like, my friends. Hey everyone, I'm Bob Katie for BMG HOA Ham. I think I might have avoided the warranty. Don't try this at home unless you're okay with voiding your warranty. What on earth am I up to? Well, many months ago, a ham radio operator named William Benner had done a really significant mod on the URT-1 for a specific application. It caught my interest. I'm finally getting around to doing that mod, and I had to tear it down to make it available to Bill Stanwyck, KC2KNA, so he could do some machining on the housing for me. This video here is not about the mod. That'll be a future video if I have success with that mod. This is just a tear down in case you want to see what the inside of a URT-1 looks like. Now, do understand this, one of the most unique features about this tuner being a remote tuner, once it's all back together and located at your antenna out in the field, is it communicates with this controller. And this controller will send a signal over coax so that you can tune from your shack with any radio that you currently have in your shack. And that would absolutely be one of the most unique features about this tuner, in addition to the fact that it's manufactured by one of the most well-known manufacturers out there. It is manufactured to Chameleon antennas, very specific specification and use requirements. They met a niche for ham radio operators, and that very well-known manufacturer produced it to those specifications, made it available to us. This will work with any transceiver. High quality, durable build that you'll see in the teardown, and it works with any transceiver from the shack or wherever you're operating, if it's in the field or locally. And in the field is really where this mod is going. Again, that's a future video. There's a contest going on while I'm tearing this down, so that'll be my background music, so to speak. Let's get to it.
Thank you, Mike. 55 out.
Kilo Delta 4 Bravo Mike Golf.
Kilo Delta 4 Bravo Mike Golf, 59126, North America 26.
59001 Florida.
1 in Florida, thank you. QRZ, Kilo Sugar 2 Golf. Kilo Juliet, Hotel 6, Juliet Hotel, your call sign only, over.
I began testing a prototype of the URT-1 in July of 2023, and by September 2023, I had a production unit installed outside on the wall here at the QTH. So this has been outside for coming up on 2 years. This is the first time it's been opened up. And what we're going to have to do is some mods here to where my connection is at the top of the beehive. We're going to make a disconnection there, and then I've got these two SO239 connectors that are soldered onto the board. We're going to have to get them desoldered and removed. Before we get to that desoldering and removal of those SO239 connectors, I do want to go over a couple of things here that were surprises to me as I was tearing this down. And that had to do with how watertight this is. Well, let's talk about the wall thickness first of all. You can see it's almost as thick as my pinky, which is not calibrated, but I did put a caliper on it. You'll see it. We're at about 3/8 inches thick on the wall all the way around, with the exception of right here. It's closer to 5/8 to 3/4, and that's where the ground lug comes into this case. There is no rubber or gasketing on this, no gasket whatsoever, but there's no through hole here, and that's why it's thicker here. You can see in all four corners there are offsets, so the PCB sits on top of those offsets. They do not touch the inside of this aluminum housing. Gasketing. So you saw when I pulled this cover off that there was this white ring around here. That is this silicone rubber gasket to deal with water ingress. And then when I pulled the SO239 connectors off, I was surprised to see that there were O-rings on top of that. The only other place you could have water ingress was where the beehive connector was on the top, and on the very top there was a rubber washer, and then on top of the beehive connector where it went there is, whoops, hang on, let me get that runaway part. Hang on, be right back. No blooper reel today. We'll just leave that in because that's real life how things go. There's a rubber gasket on top of this as well. So basically, every which way you go, there is protection for water intrusion into this device. And as I said, I've had this outside for close to 2 years. And what you saw me opening the back plate here, first time it's been opened, not any indication whatsoever of anything inside of this unit, which is what we would expect for an external remote tuner. And again, that's the main feature of this, being a remote tuner in a control box inside the shack, or portable, which that's what we're going to talk about in the next video on the subject. You know, you can control your tuner remotely, and it'll work with any transceiver. So the other thing I want to talk about here is the fact that, you know, those of you who really understand electronics, you'll get a closer up of this PWA when I go to pulling it out of the case once I desolder. And then you can wig out and nerd out on all of these relays and filters and capacitors and all those things that get you excited. I don't know what they are, I just know it works. I have to go through all of this because I'm sending this to Bill Stanwyck, KC2, K&A, because I want him to drill. You can see it's marked there. I want him to drill a hole there and tap it for a 3H24 stud, because that is the major part of the mod that's going to make this really, really cool for me. Let's go do some soldering. What's that? You want me to tear the control box down? This has nothing to do with the mod that I'm trying to do. You don't care? All right, stick around to the end. As long as you don't make me try to explain what all those electronic bits and bops do, we'll break it down and get a look at it for you. Because of space constraints, I don't have all my tools on the workbench. My full-size soldering station is in a cabinet, and rather than break it out, I'm just going to use this portable unit. It'll work off of a 110 outlet. It'll also operate off of battery, and into the 110 outlet, I should be able to get it up to 700 degrees Fahrenheit plus. And we're going to go ahead and get these SO239s off. This is now at high speed. It probably took me 30 to 40 seconds in total to get these off.
November Alpha, Niner, Niner. Roger, if it's the first contact, will be 001. Thank you very much. Kilo Papa, 4 Papa, Kilo contest. Again? November 7, Charlie, Sierra Bravo. Kilo Papa, 4 Papa, Kilo, November Alpha, 099.
You can run a long wire off the beehive on the top of the URT-1 or a coax antenna off the bottom. That's a jumper on the back to connect the two. And here's the view of all the electronic components for those of you who enjoy figuring all of this kind of stuff out.
Japan Bravo, Kilo 11, Japan Bravo, 59548, November Alpha, Niner, Niner. Thank you. 59012. Good luck. Good luck, Kilo Papa 4 Papa Kilo Contest. Kilo Papa 4 Papa Kilo Contest. Tiki Contest, Kilo Papa 4 Papa Kilo from November Alpha 099. Kilo Delta number 8 United Mike Mobile. 24 Alpha Sierra Uniform 59549 November Alpha Niner Niner. 001, thank you very much. Good luck. Kilo Papa 4 Papa Kilo Contest. Kilo Papa 4 Papa Kilo Contest.
The control box is in an aluminum extrusion, 4 screws on the front, which probably go into channels in the extrusion, and 4 on the back. I'm thinking if I loosen up these 8 screws, perhaps I'll get away with not having to loosen those 4 screws on the bottom. Fat chance, but let's go ahead and get at it. We're going to start at the front and see what we have. So whatever we have now, it's on you. You asked for this. Drum roll, please. Yep, there's a wire attached to a small PWA on the front panel. I didn't expect that. And now I'm going to have to, of course, screw off the back panel and maybe slide the front panel through the case. And yeah, the PWA on the inside, the main control PWA, is screwed into the bottom. So let's get those screws off the back side as well as off the bottom so we can pull this PWA out so you can get a good look at it.
Is that a Scoop Mobile? See what's out, see what's out. 590 Dominican, Montreal, India. And your number is 5005. See what's out? Roger, thank you for 005. You copy 59550. November Alpha 999. Over. See what's out? Thank you very much. Good luck. Kilo Papa 4 Papa Kilo Contest. Kilo for Kilo, Delta Golf 59551, November Alpha Niner Niner. Kilo 01, thank you, Kilo Papa 4 Papa Kilo Contest. Kilo Papa 4 Papa Kilo Contest. Victor Echo 3.
I'm waiting for some hardware to show up and deliver from Amazon today. It's going to go through this top stud, and then that will tell me whether or not I need a bill, KC2KNA, to cut down this top beehive, because that stud is going to stick out the top here, and then I'll get one of those extended nuts so I can put an antenna on top of this. So once I know what that hardware is going to look like, I can tell Bill whether or not I need him to cut this down, and then I need Bill to drill and tap a 3/824 to take a stud down here. So that's why we had to take this all apart and why we needed to get the PCB out of there. Bill, it's on its way. Hope you all found this useful and fun. Well, maybe not useful, but a little bit of fun. Again, don't go busting open the back of your URT-1 and start doing what I'm doing unless you're willing to put it all at risk. And, well, hang on for the next video when you see what I'm actually trying to do.